How's it going, YouTube? This is Copnet speaking. I hope you guys are well. Sorry about that, I still have a cold. Anyhow, I wanted to make this video as a response to one of my good friends of YouTube. One of her channels is called I Need More Lives, and the other channel is called Fully Living. In one of her videos, my friend, Andrea, she made a video called Don't Put Your Kids on a Diet. Now in this video, it simply discussed about her own personal issues in her life, what she had to face through as a child. Basically summarizing that because her mother was placed on a diet, her mother felt it appropriate that Andrea should do the same. And Andrea happened to be 4 years old at the time, which is exceedingly too young. And secondly, restricting her calories as well at such a young age caused Andrea to want to hoard food and to want to crave food and put her mind into some sort of a complex. Basically, that is what is to be expected. Now, from listening to that video, it made me remember my own personal problems as a child as well. Sorry. As you know, I am part Pakistani and part Indian, and in that culture, the people of that culture tend to favor slender women, very skinny, very anorexic women, and also very fair-skinned women. And anyone who is slightly dark and slightly chubby is considered to be automatically fat and ugly. That's the ugly truth. Whereas men, on the other hand, can be as fat as they want to, and nobody will even so much as say a word. They feel that the fatter the man is, the more ferocious and majestic he is. And the more heavy a woman is, the more of a target she is for ridicule. Basically, I've been through that. In America, I have not been through that because Americans tend to be much more accepting and forgiving and open-minded than that of the Pakistanis and the Indians. But let's not get off track. I'll bash Pakistan some other time. Well, anyway, when I listened to Andrea's video, it made me think of my own childhood. I was very conscious of my weight. I've always, up till the kindergarten stage, I was a fairly weight child. I didn't have any weight issues. But then when I went to Pakistan's coming back again. I was a little kid at the time, and I didn't like Pakistani food, so I wouldn't eat. And then I was so hungry, I was constantly craving food, but I just didn't like Pakistani food at the time, causing me to lose a lot of weight and get sick. So when we finally came back to the States, I was so hungry I ate everything in sight. And that is where I got into the habit of just wanting to eat, because I was so deprived. It was unintentional, but still, I'm just telling you how it all started for me. Another thing was that when I was little, I didn't eat breakfast in the morning. I can never remember myself having a bowl of cereal. I cannot. I just wasn't hungry at the time. And then, later on in the class, like say 9 o'clock, while the teacher was giving us a lecture, I would stupidly often wonder to myself, why am I feeling hungry? Obviously because I did not eat breakfast. So I'd be constantly craving food, and when lunchtime would come, I would just eat, but I wouldn't feel satisfied. So I'd wait till I get home, and then I'd eat more, and even then feel not satisfied. When I was about 8 or 9 or 10, let's just say 8, I became very conscious of my weight because my parents would make comments saying, "Oh, you shouldn't be so chubby, you shouldn't be this or that," because of the culture of Pakistan. And my father, for one, didn't like heavy girls, because my mother was 98 pounds when she got married. Although she gained weight later on after having kids, when I was old enough to understand, I constantly saw her also going to Weight Watchers. It was actually Quick Weight Loss Center, and constantly dieting. I must have copied her and started to diet and exercise and even go on machines, etc. So that's basically how it got started. And you know, kids at that time, they don't have the strength or the motivation. Even adults don't. I would diet for a few weeks or days and just give up, etc., eat, etc., and I would get a lot of criticism from my parents saying that you shouldn't be eating this and shouldn't be eating that, and they would still supply the food because I had two other brothers with me and they wanted to eat what they wanted to eat, and it was just not possible. All I want to say is that even if your child might be heavy, yes, your child might be heavy. That doesn't make him or her less of a person, that just makes him heavy. Instead of just taking away their food automatically like that, you need to do things gradually. Start introducing fruit juices to them instead of Coke, slowly. Instead of giving them like cinnamon apple tarts or Pop Tarts, slowly start giving them fruit salads, strawberries, or any particular fruit they like, even bananas. Even though bananas might be high in sugar, but still, it's better to eat one banana than one chocolate bar. Infinitely better. And I'm sorry if I look a mess right now. I just finished exercising on my bike, so I don't feel exactly fresh at this point. Doing things in gradual steps. And your attitude is also extremely important when you talk to your child. Don't say, oh, you shouldn't be fat, you should be small and skinny. Oh, look at the scale and go by its number, etc. No, you're only teaching your kids fat phobia. You should teach them unhealthy, to be afraid of, like, cancer phobia, or diabetes phobia, or heart attack phobia, but not fat phobia. That's pretty much where fat bashing comes to place. And we don't want our kids to be like that. We don't. Sorry. Teach your children, say to your children that you need to eat this because the oxidants will make your brain smarter. Eat this because it will help you to digest things better. Eat this because if you eat like oily potato chips, it'll put a strain on your heart, etc., etc. Don't just make it seem like you're worried about their appearance, because in that way a child can develop an inferiority complex. Often these things develop in our childhood. I know I had my share of it. I did. I will go into how I personally feel in a later video, not now. Don't put your child on a diet. Put him on a healthy regimen. You yourself wouldn't go on a diet. You would prefer to have a healthy lifestyle, and your child should have the same thing. You're not going to put your child on a toddler's or tiara's catwalk, are you? Hell no. But you are concerned for their health and well-being. Be concerned for their health and well-being and not just their appearance themselves. I mean, I have heard some people talk about that, oh, whenever I lose weight, people act if it's the best thing I ever done, etc., etc. Okay, true. That might be the case. But are you going to stop losing weight just because of the opinions of a few dumbasses? And that dumbass might even be your own parents. Who cares? Do it for you. Not just because your mom wants you. I'm sorry. This shirt is so big now that it's just falling off. I don't want to get new clothes right now because it just seems so fruitful buying smaller clothes, spending more and more money on something that's just going to change anyway. So I pretty much wear floppy clothes in the house anyway. I don't give a shit. So anyway, all I wanted to say is that I basically agree what Andrea was trying to emphasize, and it was a very beautiful video. It spoke to me a lot. It made me think about what I went through as a child. I have a son, and don't get me wrong, I know the society puts a lot of emphasis on how a woman looks and how men look, but it's a double standard. People seem to be more interested in a woman's look than that of a boy's look. So when my son is eating, I don't try to deprive him of anything. I try to feed him good foods, but if he's eating like one bag of chips, if he wants another bag, I won't give it to him, because that's enough. It's enough. It's not simply just because, uh-oh, he'll gain weight. He has a fast metabolism. He hardly gains. I don't even remember him gaining weight at all, and I'm jealous of him. But the thing is that it's not good for him. All that excess salt, all that strain, all those impurities. It's not a good idea. I will give him extra strawberries to eat. I will give him an extra slice of apple to eat. Things like that. So basically all I wanted to say was that the video that Andrea made was very insightful and it spoke to me a lot. Thank you. Peace.